So this is not really a frequently asked question as much as it is a frequent complaint. All the time I hear people complain about their wigs, their non-Mazette wigs, especially the silk top wigs, the ones that don't have lace. Some call them silk tops, some call them skin tops. But the ones, the more old-fashioned ones, the ones that have the white line, that don't have lace, that no matter how they style it, no matter how well they spray it, they style it away from their face, they cut it a certain way, no matter what they do, it constantly falls in their face. If you've had this problem, and so many people have, you've probably wondered why. It seems like the only solution is to cut bangs because it's just gonna go like that anyway. It just falls straight down as if it was designed to do that and only that. Well, I have news for you. It literally was. And it's not a design flaw. Let me explain. This is a wig, belongs to a neighbor of mine. It was lent to me for this video. And you can see she pinned it back because it's the only way she can keep it off her face. And it's still falling down in the front. It's just what it does. And it is styled. My wig is air dried. It's not styled. And I can go like this. It still doesn't fall straight over my face. It just doesn't do that. It touches my face. It's hair. Hair is going to move. But it doesn't fall straight over my face. If you look at the roots of the hair, you can see they're leaning. The hairs are tied diagonally. They are angled forward. Now you might wonder, why on earth would they do it that way? Didn't they realize? The answer is yes, they did. And the reason is, it's an old design. See, the front, if I turn it inside out, you could see this is literally designed to fall straight down. The reason is, this old design, this isn't such an old wig, but it is an old design. They didn't have hairlines. Today we have lace fronts. Lace fronts only came on the scene for the first time around 2005. They came to the Jewish market later than that. Before then, they didn't have hairlines. And before there were hairlines, there was no way to cover that up. Nobody wanted a big, you have to have something here to cover that up. So it's better to just have hair over here. So there could be bangs, which, okay, it should come down for that. But there should be something covering. You couldn't have like a hem of something over here. It had to be covered in some way that would look relatively normal. So you had the knots right up to the edge. It was just really the only way to make a wig. And it had to get thicker at the front to cover that edge and make that transition onto the forehead as normal as possible. And this is so not the way a natural head of hair goes, especially for a woman. A masculine head of hair, men and women have different hair growth patterns, girls and boys also. Even if you look at a child's head, you'll see the hair growth pattern changes direction right around here for most. There are exceptions, but for most boys, the hair grows in this direction. For most girls, it grows in this direction. It goes up away from the face for a feminine head of hair and toward the face for a masculine head of hair. So this is a masculine growth direction. It's unnatural looking. It's not normal looking. But this was the best they could do. And if you were cutting bangs anyway, it worked. But unfortunately, not everybody looks good in bangs. Not all of us can stand hair on our faces. It just doesn't work for everybody. But this was the only way to really do it. Also, the way wig caps were designed, they didn't have the thin, fine materials and machinery and processes that we have today. We can make it so much better. This is a modern silk top Mazette wig, and while we still, if it doesn't have lace, we still have to angle the hair slightly forward. Still a diagonal tie. It's just slightly forward. It's still not angled straight down, like it's still down, but it's not getting thicker and heavier at the front. You see that? It's still not heavy and heavily falling down at the front. My favorite option is still the lace front. I like it so much better. But the modern silk top is still, and it's so much thinner up here. It's soft, it's movable, it's thinner, and still a much lighter option than the older designs. So if you're wondering why your older silk top wig just seems like it's just designed to fall straight down over your face, well, that's because it is, and it is not a design flaw. It doesn't mean it's bad quality. It's just because that was the only design option at the time it was designed. Mazette Wigs is not the only place where you can get a lighter design or a more modernized wig design. There are a lot of other companies doing the way I do it. It's just, you know, like you can't show an older cook a new trick because they've been doing things the same way for decades and it works. So why learn something new? Some of the older, more established companies have updated their processes and have more updated designs, but some of them haven't because they've been doing things a certain way. It's great quality. It works, so why change? But some of them have updated. But there are a lot of newer companies that have more modern designs. Not the only one. But sometimes you do need a younger, fresher set of eyes to come up with something new that works better. Anyway, if you have additional questions, if you want to suggest a new topic for our FAQ series, or if you want to discuss this topic in further detail, please feel free to reach out. Please subscribe to our channel for additional videos, and please share this with your friends. Have a great day.